All right. YouTube should be on. YouTube, we're here. So we are going to be streaming for about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours. We are going to wrap up the finale of Nier Automata. So we're just going to watch content, talk about the game. Maybe give it more of a rating, maybe give it less of a rating. I gave it 8.5. Very solid, great gameplay, good story. The look of the game's a bit dull. The aesthetic of characters is a bit bland. But overall, it's a great game. So this is the story, explanation, and analysis. Typically, when we beat a game, we always go back to YouTube and we try to hammer in everything we might have missed or something we didn't understand. So let's see.
For the people that clicked on this video, the question of whether or not video games can be art is a settled issue. They are art, and have been for the past 2 decades at least. Confusingly, this debate still rages on outside the gaming community. Thankfully, there are...
You know why people say gaming isn't art, gaming isn't this? Because a lot of... It's so interesting that a lot of... Like, way back when, adults play games. Adults always play games. But adults also make the games. And a lot of kids like gaming. You could say way back when, adults like movies, adults like this, and old records, and going out to, the game and whatnot. It's all entertainment. And, even for me, I've played games in the past. I've played storied games. I've played multiplayer games. And gaming as a medium has always felt less than a movie, I think, to a lot of people, right? When you make a movie, it's narratively driven. It's always about the story and what's going on, and you're supposed to follow the adventure. Gaming being more interactive, you sitting there pressing buttons. It can be. I mean, so is film. It's good. Like, gaming is... There's so many stories that can't be told through movies, but can be told through games, and then vice versa. Oh, it really just depends on how much you want to do with it and what you're doing with it.
Tobia's kiss.
Right? Suit and Chill and Ankins, thank you both, guys. I appreciate it.
You dare slack on my ship?
Most of the games that you rate are 9+ are movie games. The best ratings I give games are the ones that make the experience in every aspect work well together. Subnautica's atmosphere, its music, its gameplay, its story, everything melds together perfectly for an experience where every aspect of the game is amazing. Red Dead Redemption. The gameplay is the weakest part, but it's serviceable enough to the point where it lends itself to the story. It lends itself to the game. The music, the cinema, the gameplay, everything about Red Dead is just so good. Same thing with The Last of Us. People don't like The Last of Us. I do quite a bit because it takes that narrative, it takes the good gameplay, and even though you have something that's pretty linear, pretty simple, it's still interactive. The overall experience is top tier, right? Just because a game is fun to play doesn't necessarily make it a good game in my eyes. It makes it a fun game to play, but it maybe isn't so memorable as something that's more narratively driven, something that's more cinematic, something that has all of these cool aspects that are as good as their other parts. Like, the best example of this, and I always say this, is Dishonored. Dishonored is such an amazing game. Gameplay-wise, it is one of the best games to play and to press buttons with. It's so good. But I don't care about the game because the story, there's nothing going on. It's not presented in a way that, in my opinion, is memorable. There's little to no cutscenes. All of the lore is through random books, which you could say, oh, that's Elden Ring. But I mean, even in Elden Ring, you get cutscenes. Even in Elden Ring, you get all this great music and all of these big dialogue sections. Dishonored, although is fun, it is strictly a video game. It isn't an experience. It is a button pressing. It's Pong. It's basically Pong. And even though Pong is fun to play, you leave Pong saying, like, man, there wasn't really much there outside of I press buttons. No, that's really what it is, though. There's no meat behind only the gameplay. And I think a lot of these games that are rated so highly, in my opinion, have that meat. They have that depth. They're not surface level, press the buttons. Well, Dishonored has a rich atmosphere and looks great. I could care less about the story. It's pretty shallow. It's get revenge, go after the perpetrators, stop the coup. It doesn't... I don't think it does much in the way of reeling you in story-wise. The narrative isn't very fun. But the game is very fun. The game is amazing. Like, Dishonored is one of the best games out there if you want to play a game only for pressing buttons. Yeah, it has a ton of mechanics like that. Dishonored is a very fun video game, but it only ends at that. It's fun to press buttons, but there's not much else going on in terms of story and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. You know, you don't need a game that's incredible to play. You need something that's serviceable, something that has a story, you know, a narrative you can care for, characters you can care for. All that stuff is great, because all of that stuff builds the experience as a whole. You know, so I've played Dishonored 2, and I played Dishonored 1. I played both. Dishonored is just a murder sandbox. That's how I felt playing that game. Like, it's how things are presented. It's how in your face they can be. It's how much do I care about what I'm doing. So even though it's an amazing game, I just don't find the story fun. But in terms of Nier Automata, I mean, that's different. Like, the story is fun, the story's in your face, you have that cinema, you have that gameplay. Nier Automata is a good example of a game that has a lot of good aspects. The narrative, the music, the atmosphere, the character development, the gameplay itself. All of these things are really good in Nier Automata. It's got problems, but, like, it's a good game. It's an overall very good game. How it's presented is up to you. I mean, not necessarily, because how games are presented still very much is how the devs intended it to be. Are games going to be more like Dark Souls, where things have to be found, but still have that layer of, like, in-your-face, abrupt, this is the world that you're in, this is a cutscene, this is a character, this is what they're about? I mean, a lot of the stuff in Dishonored is just kind of, I kill you and that's it. I kill you and that's it. I kill you and that's it. I mean, you could say whatever you want about the presentation, but Dishonored needed cutscenes. Dishonored needed a lot more voice lines and a lot more things going on, I think, to make the experience just a little bit more memorable. But the gameplay is amazing. Dishonored is one of the most fun games I've ever played. No one's going to deny that. Dishonored is the coolest sandbox, open world, assassin game I've ever seen. It's so fun. It's super, super good. So yeah. But, again, like I said, for me, a good game, for me, like a 9.5 game, something incredible, isn't just the gameplay. It isn't just this. It's a lot of different things kind of working together. And, again, Nier Automata is that game, but it had problems. Anyways.
There are video games released every year that grow in their sophistication, not just in terms of their graphical fidelity and mechanics, but their story. Inevitably, a game will come out that blends narrative complexity and interactivity into perfect harmony. Not for us who...
Right there. He literally just said that. That is literally all I'm talking about. That is all I'm talking about. Right there. That's it. That sums it up.
Narrative complexity and interactivity into perfect harmony. Not for us who already see video games as art forms, but for our supposed cultural and academic elite.
Right there. Exactly. This scene alone is better than half the games we've played. This scene alone is the shit I'm talking about in gaming. You could sit here and say Red Dead Redemption as a game isn't so intuitive. It's not so fun. It's not so this and this and this. But it isn't just one thing that makes a game great. It's everything coming together. This scene, this will fucking make you cry, man. This is amazing. One of the best scenes in gaming.
We might not be there yet, but we're close. And as of this moment, I believe the game that has come closest to that aforementioned harmony is Nier Automata. While video games have had profound narratives in the past, I don't believe I or the medium itself have seen such a masterful blend of philosophy, psychology, and emotion until Nier Automata. Ever since I did a video on my channel called The Most Profound Moment in Gaming History, I've had people recommending other games that should hold that title, and
Legacy of Kain, Final Fantasy Persona, Planescape, Xenoblade. What about, fucking, what's that game called? What's the one we said? What's the puzzle game? Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is great.
Thank God for that. Perversely, if it weren't for comment section contrarians, I would have never witnessed the profundity of games like Soma, Silent Hill 2, or...
Soma is also fucking amazing. Soma is so cursed. Soma actually makes you... Plan! You lose sleep over Soma. Soma is an amazing game. That one's incredible.
In this case, Nier Automata. While I'm not ready to say that any singular moment from Nier can be classified as the most profound, I am ready to say that it might be the most profound game I have ever come across. It's at least among the ranks of games like Deus Ex and Metal Gear Solid 2. Nier Automata invokes uncomfortably powerful questions and themes, many of which have been tackled in previous games, but not to such an extent. Though games like Spec Ops: The Line have already addressed the motives of murderous atrocity, or Soma, which has already presented a horrific vision of uncontrolled AI, or Bioshock with its utopian tragedy, Nier Automata blends all those issues and more into a masterfully crafted story. Unfortunately for me, but maybe fortunately for you, I cannot coalesce everything about Nier Automata's story into one 15-minute video. What I will have to do in the future is make separate videos about the game's central characters in order to do the overall story justice. For now, I will focus on Nier Automata's central existential problem, a problem that has plagued the globe's most intelligent minds for centuries. Before I state the problem outright, it's necessary to give a brief introduction. Otherwise, the gravity of this problem might not be fully appreciated. Allow me to begin by citing the game.
One sec. Snowman, thank you, buddy. Sorry, I have to mute the alerts for now, but thank you, sir.
First for the lines of dialogue.
Everything that lives is designed to end. We are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. Is this a curse? Or some kind of punishment? I often think about the God who blessed us with this cryptic puzzle, and wonder if we'll ever have the chance to kill him.
The idea of killing God references a classic philosophical statement made by Friedrich Nietzsche, arguably the most famous of German philosophers, if not all philosophers. The statement was as follows: God is dead, God remains dead, and we have killed him. I'll do my best to simplify what this statement means. For thousands of years, human society cemented their moral foundations in religion. The biggest religions were built around creating a closer relationship with something bigger than themselves, namely a god. These gods would represent a society's highest moral values, and they would do their best to emulate. In the 19th century, Nietzsche realized that one of our highest values, truth, was undermining the religious systems we had constructed up until then. One example of this would be how the theory of evolution challenged creationist myths. The inevitable consequence of us questioning one aspect of a religion was to question everything else about it. After all, if one thing might be wrong, what else might be wrong? The undermining of religion by science led to the inevitable question about whether or not God exists. To Nietzsche, the concepts of God, transcendence, and absolute moral truths were no longer tenable. The only thing that could be done is to confront reality in an honest way. The result of this honest confrontation was, to use Solid Snake's words, that there's no such thing in the world as absolute reality, but only human formulations of reality. Even if there was an absolute reality or morality, like a god or a moral system worshipped like a god, it's forever hidden from us, at least in Nietzsche's view. Thus it was assumed that God was quote-unquote dead. The problem with this view is that if there is no God, then the moral foundations that sustained human culture and kept us civil disappeared from beneath us, leaving us to build ourselves back up again from the void we fell into. Some atheists mistake Nietzsche's proclamation of God's death as triumphant, like it was a good thing. Given Nietzsche's fierce criticism of religion, it's understandable why some believe this, but nonetheless, he foresaw the problems that would inevitably come as the result of God's death. This leads us finally to Nier Automata's central existential problem. How do we build up a new moral system if God is dead? More importantly, how do we create a system that gives meaning to life's unbearable suffering? In Nietzsche's mind, the way to do this was to create our own meaning in the absence of God. Now, whether or not human beings can do this is a lengthy, complicated debate that would prevent us from getting around to talking about the game, so we will save that for another time. What we can discuss are the game's...
I mean, there is a lot of that in this game, though, for sure. I mean, there is your whole purpose, everything you know with, like, the robots, everything you know with the androids is just kind of fed to you, and it's all a lie. So then at the end of it all, everything you've been taught, everything you've learned, everything you've believed in throughout your life and how you've conducted your life, it was a lie. So what do you do from there, right? You have to, like, rebuild yourself with new morals and everything, and is that you becoming God? You know what I mean? You just kind of make your own way with things, with all the little robots. Become God, become God, become God. It's weird, man.
Perceptions regarding
it's
this
interesting
debate.
Though
it seems that the game's lead scenario writer, Yoko Taro, believes that...
What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? Somebody said yesterday that the guy who wrote this game goes around wearing Emil's mask. What the hell is this?
Even if human beings can create their own meaning, then we certainly suck at it. Not only is this the case for humans, but for androids, aliens, and machines in the world of Nier Automata. What's worse is, in the case of Nier Automata, conscious beings have been trying to build societies around moral systems that they created in the form of cults and monarchies for 10,000 years, and we still end up perpetuating the murderous cycle of religious conflict. Let us now list some of the gods and meanings that Nier Automata's characters have created. After that, we will determine how successful their creations were in staving off existential angst and the unbearable cruelty that life so often visits upon us. As with Christian religion, we will start with the characters of Adam and Eve. As humanoid machines...
Why did they look like this, though? Is it because they're supposed to be perfect? What was the design choice with making Adam and Eve look like anime guys? They imitate humans. I mean, it's just... interesting design choice, but
the meaning they strived for was to learn more about humanity and surpass their complexity. They were so perplexed by the fact that human beings had the capability of loving and killing in equal measure, a concept so foreign to machines that were built to be rational. The character of Simone sought meaning in beauty. Specifically, she sought validation.
You know what's super interesting about this too? This always reminds me of, like, Alien Covenant and all that shit. You know when Wayland created David and whatnot, and then David went off to say, hey, my God is dead. Like, it was always about who created who and for what reason and, you know, becoming a god, right? Like, Wayland creates David. Wayland finds his God, dies to him, right? The engineers. And then David's like, well, if you created me, surely I can create something with that as well, right? I'm my own... I could potentially be a god too, right? And then he goes off and creates all these weird fucking things, and the whole Alien franchise kind of kicks off from there, in terms of timeline. But, you know, with these aliens, right? Adam and Eve were created by these aliens, and now that their gods are dead, what does that leave them to do? Right? What do you do at that point? You have to create your own new meaning. If you've been given all this stuff and your purpose and your creators are now gone, what do you do?
In equal measure, a concept so foreign to machines that were built to be rational. The character of Simone sought meaning in beauty. Specifically, she sought validation from others through beauty. If she could get the machine known as John Paul to look in her direction and see her as beautiful, then all of her painful efforts would have been just...
Oh, that was Jean Paul. Oh! No shit. We only got this cutscene from playing 9S's campaign, right? That's Jean-Paul. Either she said that, or I just forgot. No shit.
Justified. The characters of Emmanuel, the Forest King, and Kierkegaard were responsible for creating traditional religions. The Forest King was so benevolent and kind that it seemed logical to submit to his will and worship him, especially after he died. Kierkegaard promised that his followers would become as gods upon death, a promise so reassuring that a cult would inevitably manifest around him. This continues for all other characters in the game. Pascal's ultimate meaning was the pursuit of knowledge and peaceful coexistence. The Red Girl's ultimate meaning was to further their evolution so they may surpass their alien forerunners. Repeat ad infinitum for all other characters in the game. Now granted, while these systems of meaning could sustain some of these characters for a time, and in some cases for hundreds of years, they inevitably deteriorate when met with the harsh realities of life. When Adam dies, Eve becomes so distraught that he seeks revenge against existence itself by declaring that everything must die. When Simone realized that her efforts to get Jean-Paul's attention were in vain, the meaninglessness of her actions made her go insane. When Pascal realized that the children under his care committed suicide, it made him feel that his efforts towards peaceful coexistence were pipe dreams. The only way he could go on living in this cruel world would be to have his memories deleted. Otherwise, death was, in his mind, the only option. Every time a character's god, system of meaning, or reason for living is obliterated in this game,
it shatters you, because that's all you've known, right? This whole guy was working with fucking 2B the whole game, and when she dies, I mean, he really crashes out. And then she dies, and not only she's dead, he learns that his whole existence was meaningless. He was going to be surpassed by another set of robots, right? Humans are dead, they're gone. The whole point of the androids were to go to Earth and kind of take it back from the robots, but even the robots got abandoned. And these guys got abandoned. Like, everything in this game is miserable. Every aspect of it is miserable. Pascal's stuff, I think, to me, was the worst. You know, people joining a death cult and saying, hey, become as gods when we die, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, robots. But Pascal losing all of his children, all the people he sought to save and whatnot, and then kind of going insane and saying, hey, wipe my memory, it's pretty fucked up. Flower Sponge, thank you, man, for the 72. Or, sorry, 37. I can't see. Thank you.
Leads to either murderous rage, suicide, or some other desperate measure. Life's supposedly meaningless suffering has become so unbearable that only some form of revenge against existence will suffice. This is why at the beginning of the game, the character of 2B fantasizes about whether or not she might have the chance to kill God. To kill God would be revenge against existence. Again, maybe it is possible for us to be able to create a system of values that allows us to bear our existential burden without throwing away the importance of truth. But as we witness in this game, and so many times throughout our history, those systems tend to die off quickly under life's preconditions and our inherent imperfections. The impossibility of this problem tears away at those who become conscious of it. For the strong amongst us, dealing with it forces us into a state of deep introversion. For the weaker amongst us,
2A as well actually had that, right? 2A's whole existence was to make amends for all the shit she had done with her unit, right? Supposedly abandoning them. And she's like, oh, I'll slay every robot, I'll do all this, they're all filth, they've killed us, blah, 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 right? That was her whole thing. And that's why she killed 2B, because she... Is it A2 or 2A? A2, whatever. 2A, A2, same chick. But even she comes around to a new way of life, right? She meets with the things that she sought to destroy. Well, she was the prototype Yorha. Yeah, she was before the Yorha. The Yorha would come in and make her obsolete, but she was still making amends for her unit that had died, that she kind of, you know, went off and lived with. It is about kind of discovering, you know, what more is there to your life? What is the meaning of all of this? If at the end of it all, there is no meaning. How do you make amends with that? What do you do with your existence? Right? Are you your own god at the end of the day when you fucking, you know, have your worldview shattered? You gotta go off and make your own way in life?
The problem becomes lethal. Nietzsche realized this, and even proclaimed that his approach to morality wasn't for everybody. Some even argued that Nietzsche's system of morality wasn't even for Nietzsche. This argument is even joked about by Pascal later on in the game.
I see. It's Kodansha was quite the profound thinker. Or perhaps he skipped right past profound and went straight to crazy instead. Oh well.
This is not a pithy condemnation of Nietzsche's formulation of morality post-God. Rather, it's simply pointing out, once again, that creating a sustainable system of values is really difficult. It's so difficult that it might drive people insane, as Nier Automata so effectively demonstrates. But this leaves us with an uncomfortable question. If most human beings lack the ability to create sustainable moral systems for themselves, what does one do in response to life's tragedy? Are we doomed? Well, the debate still rages on in the real world. Some turn back to old religious systems, others might see meaning in advancing science. Unfortunately, that debate is too complicated for us to address now. However, I understand that some of you might be experiencing some existential angst currently, and might require an easing of their psychic tension. Allow me to provide Nier Automata's answer to this conundrum. The game has 26 endings. 5 of those endings are primary ones, A through E, while endings F through Z are more or less false endings. Upon reaching the end of the game, one can choose between endings C and D. Once endings C and D have both been completed, ending E is unlocked.
That's what we
the
got,
pods, which accompanied our android protagonists through the game, realize that the data for our now deceased protagonists, 2B, 9S, and A2, are still intact. If we choose to save the data, the player must survive by destroying all the names in the credits at the end of the game. Despite our efforts, we realize the impossibility of being able to survive until the end of the credits, and the game taunts us for this. Give up here. Do you accept defeat? Is it all pointless? Do you admit that there's no meaning to this world? It is only in choosing to continue, despite the impossibility of our success, that the game rewards us. The strength of character it takes to struggle against impossible odds, to bravely look inevitable defeat square in the eye, and defy it anyways, that is the meaning that Nier Automata suggests we strive for. There is something in this defiance that is so powerful, that is so transcendent, that it commands respect from all peoples, from all cultures around the world. Our instinct is to reward this defiance however we may, because that strength of character is so rare. The people who possess it are the ones we revere, that we reward, that we quote-unquote worship. Even if that person dies, their spirit may live on if we follow their example. Nier Automata emulates this truism with ending E. The game rewards those who persist through ending E by bringing in the data of other players to fight alongside you, and the only way these players could join you is if they sacrificed their save data, so they may come to you in your time of need and sustain you through impossible odds. It is in this moment that we put aside our ideological differences and cling to that one thread that binds us all. Life may be filled with suffering, but we can survive it. We can evolve and become greater beings when we embrace that powerful quality, that pushes us towards the greatest of sacrifices, whether it's save data in a game or our lives in reality. That quality has sustained us through our primordial and religious past into our present, and as saccharine as it may seem, that quality is love.
Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
Love. No, Nier Automata, I mean, the ending of that game is insane. The ending of that game is insane. How would you even know? How would you even know what to do if you got to that point? How would you even know, like, as someone who's never done it, if you've never been guided through a game, imagine if you hit that and you're like, what do I do? I haven't seen Emil's Quest now. You know what? Was everything in that game about love, technically? Pascal with saving the children and people. 9S caring about 2B. That one crazy chick caring about fucking Jean-Paul. Now you have to play Replicant to understand everything. It was about humanity but never achieving it. Well, in a world like that where everything is so far gone, I mean, it's intriguing. It's an intriguing game for sure. Are they really? Well, they did say at the end of E, at the end of ending E, we know they're alive. Thankfully, I like the characters in that game. I thought they were good. They were well voice acted. I mean, pretty commendable people, I suppose. One was just an uptight soldier. The other one was kind of a, he was a little bit more emotionally charged, I suppose, but they worked well for each other. Love and creation and good thoughts win the day. We're not playing Replicant. No, not anytime soon. Again, I can't promise any games we haven't played yet because we have to play so many other games first. Launch trailer, Death is the Beginning. Nier Automata ending A. 4 hours and 20 minutes. What other videos? They made Nier Automata. Mobile Call of Duty X Nier Automata. Okay. As much as I really like the narrative and ideas of Nier Automata, and I love how deep it does get with everything, I still can't get over the visual design. It doesn't... I want to care, and I want to cry, and I want to be so emotionally destroyed. And then I see giant, big anime fucking ass cheeks and boobs and thighs, and I'm like, alrighty. Yeah. It's a good game, though. It's a good game. How about email? You want me to see email's quest? Nier Automata email quest. It does upset me. It does. It's just it's an aspect of that game that is so foreign. Nier Automata emails memories side quest. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, let's do this. So this is Email's quest. Is this Japanese?
Good lives.
Oh, no, okay.
Once we eradicate the...
Okay, let's see. So we've been here. This is the shopping mall.
I can't believe the size of the commercial facility. The people of the old world must have led pretty good lives. I bet it was fun to shop back when you had so many choices.
Man, this guy's got to pick up
things.
Don't be so sure about that.
This guy's got to pick up items.
Once we eradicate the machine life forms, us soldiers won't have anything left to do. We'll enter a new age of peace. And
the voice acting
happens,
in this game was good.
We should go shopping together. I could buy you, I don't know, a t-shirt maybe? Something that looks good on you.
A t-shirt?
What, not interested?
When that day comes, I'm all for it.
That's a promise, right?
Yep.
None of the voice acting was cringe in this game.
Flower.
Analysis.
The dialogue wasn't either.
It is a plant known as a lunar tear.
A lunar tear.
Wait.
Huh? When did you get here?
Wait, did I not pick this up?
So this flower is called a lunar tear. Seeing that dredges up all kinds of memories. Some of them are a bit strange, honestly. Like the one where I'm being attacked by a giant boar over and over again. Or another where I keep trying out new parts every time my body is damaged.
Sounds rough.
Something about this flower fills me with an emotion I don't really understand. It's like something's pushing down on my chest really hard.
No one told me to pick this up, though.
So,
I guess I didn't find it.
Do you mind if I ask you a favor? If you find lunar tears growing anywhere else, would you let me know? I want to try and figure out what this feeling is all about. What do you say? Aw, thanks. If you find another lunar tear, just let me know on this frequency, all right? I'm counting on you.
Oh my god, look at him speeding. Oh my god! Holy fuck, he's a freak. Is he the car, or is he driving the car? Both. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, so you go get the tears.
Oh, hey. Now that I think about it, this whole area was once...
Are you remembering something?
It's all pretty fuzzy, but I seem to have a memory of caring for this flower a long time ago. But the sand kept expanding, and the flowers gradually wilted. Now that I think about it, that was around the same time I stopped seeing people.
You mean humans?
Thanks a bunch for finding this. Really. Oh, and let me know if you find any more, okay? I'm gonna stay here for a bit.
Wukong is at 3 p.m. today, yeah. Is this guy's quest really that CBT? Oh, I remember this thing, and I was like, I can't even pick it up. Yeah.
I better tell Emil.
I thought it was just a light.
Hey there! What's going on?
I found one of those flowers you were looking for. It's over at...
Don't move an inch! I'm coming!
Don't move? I'm actually kind of busy.
Sorry to keep you!
What the fuck?
Damn, you're fast!
That's it. I remember now. Back when the aliens first invaded, I fought as hard as I could to save Earth.
You did?
Is it a child?
I had something I wanted to protect. Something really precious to me.
His family?
But I don't know what it was. Thank you for finding this. You'll let me know if you find any more, right? I'm gonna stay here for a bit.
It's a lunar tear. I'd better tell Emil.
Email.
Hey there, what's up?
I found a lunar...
I'm on my way.
Okay, we can't skip this.
I found a lunar...
I'm on my way. Sorry to keep you.
As speedy as always, I see.
Oh, that's right.
What happened here, Emil?
I was fighting the aliens. It wasn't going well. So I decided to create multiple versions of myself to help with the fight. But the aliens just kept coming. I lost so many friends that day. It was a long time ago, but still.
Say, Emil, how old are you anyway?
I'm not sure. I didn't need that memory to fight. Thank you for finding this. You'll let me know if you find any more, right?
Wait, is he part of Project Gestalt? Is that what that was? Where they took the soul of somebody and saved it elsewhere? Is he part of Project Gestalt? I think he is, right? Because he's a robot, but he has the soul of a human. He's not, really. I was gonna say he sounds like a human. He's from the first game. His soul is in there, though. It's clearly a person. Yeah, he's clearly a person, obviously. If he's talking about fighting off the aliens and stuff like that.
I'm gonna stay here for a bit.
CBT. Look at this.
I should probably tell Emil about this lunar tear.
Sorry to keep you!
I didn't even contact you yet. Emil, are you okay?
I just remembered. Thank you again. You've helped me remember an important place.
Oh?
A place very special to him. In thanks, I'll tell you how to visit it. Please take this key.
What's it for?
It'll let you access the elevator in the shopping mall. You should head there whenever you have the time. I'm sorry. I need to stay here for a while. You go on ahead.
Now you get the key to go in. Wait, I don't think this was so bad. Somebody said I had to max out all my weapons. All you had to do was find each lunar...
This must be what Emil's key is for.
Tier. And this is his home? Dutch is the new entity. Mochi. Oh, first or second. Okay, so we missed it. That's why. Someone told me about it, I think, in the third playthrough. So we certainly missed it because of that. Oh, the fucking... Dude, the background of the main menu is this guy's home? Is that what that is?
Look at all the lunar tears.
Yeah, holy shit.
Where are we?
Are these the souls of people?
Thank you for coming.
Emil, what is this place?
It's the place from my memories that I worked so hard to protect. Or, to be exact, the place protected by the person I used to be.
Sorry. I don't get it.
A long time ago, I was created to be a weapon. A weapon that could adapt to any environment, and one capable of total destruction.
You're a weapon?
When the war against the aliens started, I decided to strengthen that weapon by creating copies of myself.
Interesting.
So, in truth, I'm only one of a countless number of Emils. We, I guess, worked with each other to keep our defensive lines intact. But the more of ourselves we created, the more our original memories began to fade.
What a weird-looking creature.
The original Emil liked this place a lot. He spent a lot of time here with people he loved. They were tough times, sad times. But the memories of that journey were his greatest treasure. And I have a few traces of those memories in my own mind.
Where's the original Emil now?
I don't know. There were so many of us that after a while, we just...
Oh.
And there's still something that all of us Emils need to settle. Ah, right. I should probably repay you for all of your help.
Give me the money.
Please take this. It's said that a lunar tear can make any wish come true.
Thank you.
Oh, no. I'm the one who should be thanking you. You've helped me find some of my precious memories. Now I'll be able to keep pushing forward, even if I'm alone.
Damn. Alright, let's steal from Emil now. Thanks, buddy. Give me all your money. Gold ore and everything. Just take it all. I don't know. He's just he didn't do anything in this game. He just drove around and sold you shit. He's a fent dealer. But he was an ex-weapon created by humans to stop aliens. I guess that's it then. Oh, there's another.
You've helped me find some of my precious memories. Now I'll be able to keep pushing forward, even if I'm alone.
So there's another quest by email. Which one is it? So that's not it. Email's determination. Oh my god, what is that? Is that it? Okay, that's a big email. I think we've seen the other emails. Oh, so this is when you play as A2.
Wow, you've sure gotten strong. I doubt you'll be needing my help anymore.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Take care now.
What a weird character.
That round guy is acting kind of strange.
Bro drives around.
Pursuit marker placed on map. Target is heading toward the desert.
Maybe you're not totally useless after all.
Does he tend to his other emails? He probably, like, helps them and delivers things to them.
Damn.
Yeah, there they all are. What the fuck? Ew. Creepy looking. What's with his design? It's funky. It looks like a villain, but it's not. It's some kid. What a strange design. This fight is pure CBT. We were never able to do it. Oh, there he is.
Round thing, you okay?
Watch out. They're still alive.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I suppose so. It is a weapon. Oh, this fucking thing. Wait, this thing was still alive. Thank God I didn't go back and play this fucking... No, fuck that. Oh, it's emails. What the fuck?
Magical elements have a high...
Wait, they're emails.
All defense systems.
Ew.
Proposal. Evade.
It's not that easy, you dumbass.
Okay. Wait, what kind of fucking weapon is this? Jesus. Wait, what pod is this? Is it like a laser? Jesus.
Alert. Elemental output of magical weapons.
Cool weapons, though. Those are pretty cool.
This is bad shit.
Those are... what happened to my clones? Years of multiplying. Years of fighting in wars. Their sense of self just deteriorated. I need
This
to
guy,
settle
look at this
things
guy's auto is
on my
healing.
own.
Not like me.
Kid.
Dude, this is tough, though. I'm surprised you can even face tank this. Like, you just died so fast. And they're even shooting out little emails. Health gating? What does that mean? This is a carpal tunnel. Yeah, I had to fight something similar like this in the exact same location, and your fingers are fucked. One-shot protection? No. You just auto-die. If you... I got grabbed by something and it did like 95% of my health. Insta-dead.
Shit.
Yeah. I was at 95% health, he grabbed me and did all my health in one hit. 420, thank you, man, for the 22 months. It just depends on the difficulty, right?
But even so, all of this is no matter how hard. Shit. You! All of you! This pain! This sadness! This desperation! You know nothing about it! But even so, all of this is wrong! No matter how hard or how painful, they never gave up. They kept fighting because they believed they could overcome someday. Isn't that right, Kaine? Even if it's pointless, you still have to do it.
Is this somebody from the other game? Kaine? Is he from Replicant? I don't want to look anything up in terms of Replicant. I don't want to spoil it. If we do go back and play that game, I don't want to spoil it. Any game we haven't played, I don't want to see content of. At all. The emails caused their fusion reactors to go out of control, turning the planet into a dead chunk of rock, tumbling through the vast vacuum of an uncaring universe. Wait, that's an ending? Oh my god. Okay then. This is what you do to prevent it.
I think this is it for me.
Wait, does he die?
I can't believe I remembered something so important. Right at the end.
Emil.
I was running from the memories of losing those close to me. It was so hard. So painful. At the end, I did a lot of bad things to you, A2. But now I get to see them again. Really soon.
Crim it already, kid. I'm sure we'll have you back up and running in no time.
Oh. Hey. There you are. I'm so glad. I got to see you all again.
Emil.
Damn. You know what's... One thing I'll say about this game as well is you actually feel bad for everyone. I even feel bad for the fucking robots. I feel bad for the little dinky garbage cans that walk around. Because it's just... Everyone is, like, very much without a purpose in this game. Everything is very much trying to find a new way to live, a new, you know, leaf to turn over, right? Like, the robots are still fighting an endless war that's long over, that all of their directives are gone. You know, it's even reminds me of, like, Elden Ring. Remember in, okay, spoilers for Elden Ring. Press 1 if you've played and beaten Elden Ring, because I'm going to talk about a boss that some people might have not seen. Okay, so, spoiler alert, you should leave right now if you haven't played the game. There is a boss, well, people are going to type it in chat, so I don't know about muting me, because you're still going to see it. Remember in Elden Ring, remember the Finger Mama? The big, grotesque finger creature that's sitting below the church? That thing, there's a lot of stuff in Elden Ring you feel bad for. Like, even that fucking nasty... Oh, is that the DLC? That's in the DLC. That's not in the DLC. Was it? It's not in the... Is it? The Finger Mama. Well, it's in DLC, whatever it may be. Leave now if it's in the DLC, sorry. The whole idea about being abandoned, finding purpose, right? This creature came to the Lands Between a long time ago, and it was kind of the messenger of the old, we say the old ones, but of the fingers, whatever, right? Cosmic messages would come from space. It would take them so long to get there, and this thing's whole purpose was like taking in the message and relaying it. And then it was just kind of over. And it had waited so many fucking, I don't know, tens of thousands of years, whatever it would have been, for a message. And it just sat there without hearing a damn word of its creator, of its mission. And it's sad, man. It's like pathetic. You know, you go down into the church and you see this thing sitting there in some cosmic horror. But like, it's sad. It's not going to bring you to tears, but you're just like, man, what the hell kind of existence is this? You know, or all of these people who went crazy in the Lands Between. I mean, I did feel bad for the robots. Even if it's not going to bring me to tears like Red Dead, you have like a feeling in your gut like, oh, this is wrong. You know, this sucks. I can feel for like both sides. Ebritas. I mean, Red Dead is... Not Red Dead, sorry. Elden Ring's great. Elden Ring is like the culmination of all their games. It's super good. Well, I guess that was another ending. I mean, Emel's Quest seems interesting, but again, that in itself has got to be 100%ing the game. And you'll appreciate it more if you played the first game, right? If you didn't play the first game and you know nothing about Emil, you're not going to feel that weight. You won't feel as much as someone who knows that character more than one game, right? Because a lot of these games that make you feel something for characters build it up. And they build it up slowly, or they build it up through multiple games. You know, even Cyberpunk did pretty well with that. With Penong and all those people who you help out. It's kind of a slow burn, you know, but they also have the texting, and they have this and this and this, and there's all these like romantic scenes and shit. And you want these people to do well. You know, you want these random characters who aren't even real. Good writing, yeah, exactly. It's good writing, but it's also... The writing can be good, but it's also how you kind of present that to character, or to players, right? The text messages and shit in Cyberpunk are amazing. The fact that you literally have fake text messages coming to you, but it's such a normal thing that we know in today's times. Like, it's relatable. It's real. It's like, this person wants to talk to you. They care about you. And you're like, okay, well, I care about you. You know, I'm not saying go be parasocial with a fucking pixel. But for the sake of the game, you feel the urge to do well by these people. You know, same thing in Red Dead. You feel the urge to do well by all the people you might have wronged initially. Right? You've had that change of heart. You've had those conversations with the nun. I forgot her name. But, yeah, in Nier Automata, I mean, you do want people to succeed. Even at the end of the game, when fucking 9S is, like, completely coked out of his mind, crashing out, you're like, I feel bad for this kid. I don't want to kill him. I want to see him live. And now that I understand A2's side of things, I want to see her live, right? She wanted revenge. She wanted to make amends for what she had done with her unit. And that's a very valid thing. That's a very heartfelt thing that she cares about, and I don't see any reason not to help her out with that. Or 9S. You know, losing fucking 2B and whatnot, and then figuring out that his whole existence is a waste of time. Valid crash out. I want to see the guy do well. So, you know, this game does a good job at being a video game, but it also does a great job at being a narrative and being something that you'll take with you, for sure. An experience, I suppose you could say. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sturdy Pex, hello, sir. That's good, man. I heard Texas was pretty rough lately with floods. Was that the case? Well, if that's in Replicant, I mean, it's all of these directives and things, but they're all being directed by nothing. It was like, we have to play Replicant to really understand it, but the second I heard that all the humans were dead, at that point, your entire life is a lie. Right? You're still being given orders from like a long dead, long gone fucking idea. You gotta move on with that shit. You can't just dwell on things that don't exist anymore. With like, taking back the Earth. For who? For what? There's nothing to take back. Like, even the robots don't want war. Some of them are still caught up on old ideals, and, you know, you have the whole logic virus and thing going around, whatever, right? But What the fuck are you fighting for? Fucking Pascal wanted peace. A lot of these robots seem pretty decent, right? You're going to have ones that are problems and whatnot, but even A2 learns. You know, A2 sees the village and she's like, oh, there is humanity in these robots. There is actual things to work with. E for extinction. Wait. Is that an ending? It's a quest name. Which one is it? I don't know if I can find it. Quest is Amnesia. Someone brought this up yesterday. I remember someone talking about it. I forgot what it was. Or I forgot who brought it up, but it was somebody. Sold the hood, what? A red-haired resistance member sold the hood after the explosion in the ruins. I don't know anything about that. A murder. Records left in the pod. We have to look at them right now. Old pod records. I want you to understand what you're asking. You may have killed your own friend. I don't know why or how, but it's possible. I don't care. I have to know the truth, please. Alright, I'm heading in.
Examining storage circuits.
Gotcha.
88%. 92%. 98%.
Jeez. Wait, so she just killed her own friend and then commissioned these two to figure out what went on? Is that it? Is that even her? She was insane. An executioner. Type E. You're a soldier. Oh, it literally was that executioner, yeah. Execute deserters and traitors. It was hard, so sorry, or hard after a while. I couldn't live with what I had done. You erased your own memories. I've killed comrades, friends, lovers. I've done it more times than I can count, again and again and again. What's with the Dark Souls music? Oh my god. He Are you alright? This bitch is crashing out. Yes, I'm alright. Everything is alright. You know, so they did say something. Wasn't 2B or something like that also named something else? Type something? Is that what that was as well? She was given a separate designation. Was it 2E? 2B was 2E at one point? Yeah, so she was the same thing. So she would have killed this guy if he would have deserted. Or, like, went against directive. Oh, is that why? Okay, I do remember them. There's a few people who supposedly had gone insane, and they're talking to, like, their captain. They were deserters, but, I mean... Wait, so why is she called 2B then? You sure there's no 2B androids? At the very end of the game, you see like 50 of them. She killed 9S about 50 times? Jesus. Oh, okay. It's a cover-up. Gotcha. I mean, again, it's so fucked up, though, because all of these robots were given a supposed mission. They were given a purpose. They were given something by God, their God being the humans. They created them. The humans are fucking dead. The humans are so dead and gone, and everything, like, what do they teach you? They taught you to take back the Earth, kill the aliens as much as you can, take it back for humanity. I mean, I guess, man, if that's all you know. Corned beef, low, sir. Type E is top secret. I mean, this is an interesting game. I'd actually say this game is like a 9, to be honest. I would say I'd put this game up to like a 9, maybe. 8.75. I think 8.5 is good, but like, it really is something that stands out on its own 2 feet. Yeah, I'd say 9 overall. It's a pretty fleshed out, consistent lore, which is interesting. And again, it very much reminds me of like a Kojima production, but Kojima is more nonsensical insanity, but it makes sense in the end. This isn't. This to me seems more of like Kojima if he went down a linear path. Kojima's like dancing. Oh my god, the nukes! This and this and this and it's batshit crazy. It is batshit crazy. It does remind me of Kojima though, 100%, but a more like streamlined, solid concept Kojima. Kojima is the gift that keeps on giving. And the more you play the games, or the longer you progress through a Kojima game, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Really? What the fuck? But like in the most batshit insane way. This is like, oh damn. Oh shit, really? Oh my god. Yeah, so they're both good. I would say this guy's more of a tamed Kojima, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Yoko is Diet Kojima. Well, it's more dialed in linear. Like, concept. Roll with the concept. From what I've seen with this game, it's a solid, very, very solid thing. But they're both good in their own way. Yoko Taro directing Nier Automata. I've seen... We'll watch that. That's funny. I've seen Norman Reedus talking to interviewers. He's like, Kojima, he's like, hold the baby, and I hold the baby, and then he's like, the death in the strand. I'm like... Yeah. Look up a whale. Oh. It's so good. What is this? I'll say this. Japan oozes passion. Japan oozes passion. Despite what I say about visual design, every country is going to design things differently. The people of the countries like certain things more so than not. Japan oozes passion. The one thing I don't enjoy about Japan's games is that a lot of them do kind of teeter on the more... I mean, it's anime stuff. It's the visuals to like the characters aren't always for me, but the stories are amazing. They dial it in. They do. It's just more people over there like that stuff. That's how they want to conduct their games. That's fine. That's what it is. What is that? Why does he wear this? Why does he wear this? It's just like me and my Santa hat.
太郎と言います。これまで作ったゲームはドラゴンドラグーンシリーズであるとか、ニーヤシリーズのディレクターなどをやらせていただきました。
Do we know what he looks like?
作っていたニーヤオートマタというゲームの制作をプラチナゲームズさんにお願いしていたので、そこのプラチナゲームズさんの現場に入ってディレクターというポジションで開発をさせていただいていました。なので今は東京に半分、大阪に半分暮らしています。
All of these fucking rooms, have you seen how dystopically, like, weird these rooms are? Have you seen the entrance to, like, Kojima Productions? It's a giant white fucking lit hallway, and it's all clean. It looks like you're entering a space station. This is the shit I don't know if offices look like this typically, but, like, like, there's one phone, you walk in, you say, I'm here to goon. And then you... And then they let you in. It's really interesting. Oh, did they do Bayonetta as well? No shit they did Bayonetta. No shit they did Bayonetta too. Holy, he's got worse eyesight than me.
一緒にお仕事をしようというタイミングと、たまたま僕がニアで何かをやりたいということをスクエニのサイトプロデューサーにお願いしたタイミング。
He's just a gooner. He's just a gooner, bro. This is. I mean, he's a visionary. I get it. I get it. Bad kitty blindfolds. See what I? Yeah, this is why I don't like. I'll say this. The design of these characters is good. It's memorable. You remember them. But subjectively, I don't like it. Subjectively. But I can't deny that aesthetically, if someone was to see that character, you probably wouldn't forget them. You know what I mean? It is striking. Fair. Hey, to each his own, sir.
ちょっとその複雑な契約形態なんですけれども、気が向いた時に行って気が向いた時に帰るっていうちょっと自由なスタイルで。
I'm free to come to the office whenever I want to.
基本的には24時間いつでも好きな仕事を
していたいと思
っていて、プラチナゲームズさんであるとか、もしくは東京の自宅やオフィスであったりとか、いろんなところでシナリオを書いたり、映像の編集をしたりしています。この中だったらどれになってほしかった？そうですね。
There's no. He doesn't wear this 24/7 in the office, right? Which one are you gonna goon to tonight? Oh, that one. Why not all of them? You're fired.
僕自身はクリエイターを好きになるというよりはどちらかというと作品を好きになる。例えば狼であるとかメタルギアライジングであるとかはもともとすごく好きで個人的に買わせていただいて。
Revengeance was sick. That's a sick game.
パッケージを持ってきてサインをいただいたという次第です。
Revengeance is so good.
今一緒に働いている若いゲームのクリエイターたちはすごくその勢いがあって熱意もあっていろんなことをアイデアを出してくれるので、僕としてはその何も考えなくても選択をするだけでゲームが勝手にできていくなという感じですね。正直に言うとプラチナゲームズさんで働くのはすごく楽しいんですけれど、自分はいらないなってすごく思います。
Japan is cool, man. I'd love to go to Japan. I have a deep respect for, like, how dialed in and how clean and how just passionate people are in Japan. It's awesome.
バーチャルボーイのギャラクティックピンボールっていうゲームがものすごく好きで、そこからいわゆるデジタルピンボールと呼ばれるジャンルのゲームをすごくやっていたんですけれども、実際のピンボールのある場所っていうのはもう日本で
What the hell you doing, boy? Look at this. Hey, live and let live, sir. I love it. He's going to the shopping mall. He's like, hello, kids. You want to take a picture with me? They break out the crucifix. That's awesome. Look how fucking nice. Holy fuck! This is so nice. This shit, shopping malls, in some places are nuts, man. Look at this. Holy fucking cyberpunk. If it wasn't like Detroit.
ただちょっと調べてみたら大阪ですごくそういう状態のいいピンボールをたくさん集めている場所があるという情報を入手して、
It's me, I'm in Japan.
ということで行ってピンボールを触るっていうことをよくやります。ピンボールの魅力っていうのはなんかちょっと言い表しづらいんですけれども、ちっちゃい場所にいろんなデザインの要素がギュッと詰まっていて光っているけれど、どこかちょっと寂しい感じがする、その少しノスタルジーがある感じが。
I love that feeling of nostalgia I get from pinballs. Buddy, when it comes to nostalgia, that's really what it is, man. There's gonna be things in life. Arcades like these are super popular in Japan. No, I'm aware. Yeah, there's a lot of like arcades and cafes and things that you can go to. It's super cool. I mean, even I've got good memories of like, I love carnival games. I love pinball machines. I like things that, you know, I love that feeling of nostalgia I get with pinball machines. That's a lot of people with a lot of different things. Why do you think I love Peanuts so much? Peanuts are memories. You know, pinball machines, you could say like, hey, I went down to the local arcade when I was younger with my father, and you know we played pinball. Like it's super, it's cool. The memories that you'll form doing the most mundane things, like
とかの方が複雑だと思うんですね。ただそこに漂う空気感であるとかデザインの美しさであるっていうところで、それに触れる意味がすごくあるなと僕は思っていて、僕のゲームも面白くなっているからできればプレイする意味のあるゲームになってほしいなというふうに思っています。
It's cool stuff, man. Pokemon Yellow. It could be anything. What's with the ominous music? Do you hear that?
なんで今日こうやってこの部屋の様子を見せているかというと、僕のゲームをプレイされる方、ファンの方の多くはちょっとどこか変わった人が多いなっていうふうに僕は感じていて、そういう人たちっていうのは
Sorry, is he just The reason I'm showing you my room today, people who play my games, I believe that many of them are a bit odd. Goners! Those people tend to look outside major ways of playing for entertainment.
メジャーな遊び方とかとは違うところに目を向ける人だなと。まあある種ニッチな暮らし方を。
Sorry, give me 1 second, folks. 1 second. 1 sec. Are we here? Sorry. My lifestyle is rather special. I do not like to travel nor to work out. Is he one of us? One of us! One of us! One of us! I don't get any pleasure from it. Instead, I would rather stay in my room in the dark and play or think. You know, that's really what it is, though. Personally, I find it more meaningful. Don't let anyone shit on you for enjoying things because you enjoy them. If you like something and that's how you enjoy your life, I think there should be something to be... There should always be something to be said about health. Something that I need to work on. If you enjoy stuff, I don't like going out. I don't like doing this. I don't like talking to people. At least what I'm doing now, and what a lot of people do, is make time for health. Make time for you to exercise and breathe and do stuff. Even I'm trying to learn how to do that daily. It's not something I typically do. Outside of that, I mean, do whatever the fuck it is you want, man. If you want to sit in your room and goon and that's how you have a meaningful life, I mean, if that's how you have fun, I can't argue with that, I suppose. じゃないかなというふうには個人的には思っていて、やりたいことをやって生きているので、基本的にはゲームを作ったり物語を書いたりするのがすごく好きだなというふうに思っていて、それ以外に趣味がほとんどないんですね。例えば映画とかを見ていてもちっちゃいモニターの前で Jesus, is that his storyboarding? Like, I guess it's not storyboarding, but ちっちゃいモニターの前で今何分でどういう出来事が起きたかっていうのをメモしながらそういう分析をしたりすることをずっとやっています。個人的には僕は毎回違うタイプのゲームを作りたいなと思っていて。If I was making a game or games, I mean, I like this. I would like to make a game from a different genre each time. That's cool. I think you'd burn yourself out if you kept making the same thing. That's kind of a norm, right? If you just do the monotonous same nonsense outside of certain things. I mean, you're gonna burn yourself out, right? いろんなチャレンジをしているんですけれども、最終的にやはり同じ人間が考えているものですので、どこか似てしまうというところがあると思うんですね。こう自分自身が今まで作ってきたものに共通点があるとしたら、それは個人的にはちょっと失敗があるなというふうに考えています。 You know what? I consider it to be a form of failure. So I've actually thought about a lot of different things. Stories and creating worlds and creating environments, and he's not wrong. A lot of the stuff you like tends to bleed into what you produce, and when you've got two separate ideas, I've been working on two separate things for a little while now, two completely different separate entities, and I've noticed a lot of the bleed over from like one thing that is so dialed in. And then it's like the other one that's like, okay, we're developing it, but it still resembles what we've already made. And I think if you want to create stuff, you should kind of have that absolute separation. It does. It happens a lot. It's just because you're so used to it and you love it. And it's like, that's what you want to produce. And so you find yourself going back to those things that you like so much. Even though you can still create things that you like, it's just you have to have that really steep slash down the middle and say, that's one thing and this is another. So, no, that's something I've noticed recently with my shit.
And
that's such an interesting thing too, you know, because like, what does that mean for the FromSoft games? I was thinking about this. So Miyazaki and those guys, they clearly like certain things, but each one of their games tends to feel a little samey. And that's maybe more so the genre, but in a lot of the games you get like aliens, and in a lot of the games you get the deep and depressing dead worlds of the Souls franchise into like Elden Ring and stuff like that. And I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes you do want a little bit of a different thing going on. Still good though, but something to think about, I guess. Like, how could it be different?
20分ぐらいすると、あとこれが20時間続くのかっていう気持ちになって、ちょっとそれに疲れちゃったんですよね。で、できればそういう先が未来が見えない、もうちょっと不安定な変化し続けるゲームを作りたいなと思って考え出したのがニーヤの前作のコンセプトで。
I don't want to. Ah, fuck off! No. Okay, we can't watch the rest of it. No, can I skip? Oh, he took his hat off. Oh, he completely took his helmet off. Okay. Well, we'll leave it at that then. I skipped that. I think it's right here.
スクエアエニックスの斉藤さんはすごくお話が上手な方で、プロデューサーらしい感じの人なんですけれども、お酒も好きで、すごく女性にモテるなと思っていて、いろんな声優や女優さんを抱いているんじゃないかなって僕は想像をしています。プラチナゲームズの田浦さんはゲームデザイナーとしてニアオートマタに入ってくださっているんですけれども、彼は非常に優秀な方で、ほとんどゲームのディレクターと言ってもいいような作業をこなしてもらっています。彼はすごくクールないわゆるイケメンなんですけれども、実際にはあんまり
The coolest thing about all of this, the coolest thing about everything here is that you sit down and you think. You sit down and you think and you create and you literally ooze ideas from your mind, right? Whenever a game is created, whenever you've got all of these ideas and you've got stories and characters, I mean, they can reference other things that you've experienced, but it still is coming from your mind. Right? A thought in your head. How the fuck does that happen? Turns into an entire game, an entire universe. It turns into you manifesting whatever the fuck that is in reality. This at one point was a thought in your brain, and now it's a real product in the world, right? So like gaming is so, I mean, that's with everything. That's with books, entertainment, movies. It's just art. It's anything in life. You want to create packaging for potatoes? Well, that came from your brain. It's cool. It's cool to think about. All the design aspects of a fucking bottle of this. You can technically create anything you want. Like, the sky's the limit. Goon Shakalaka, thank you, man, for the 19. It's super interesting. And it hurts, though. I'm sure for people who've tried to create stuff, you sitting down and having all of these ideas, and then you're like, that's solid. And then an hour later, you go back and say, fuck, that's trash. And then you keep thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. It's like an endless canvas for just creating stuff. It's super cool. No, they do get helped by other people who create the game, but it's still all from their own ideas. Everyone's thinking of something, and it's a matter of what is the best thought? How do we make this the most authentic thing we can, the greatest thing ever? It's not just 3 people doing it all, obviously. There's tons of other people who work on this game and every other game. But it's still the fact that we've just created things from our own thought, our own mind, right? But like, yeah, you do end up getting depressed over things and you overthink what you make because you can always make it better. There was a very interesting thing about painting Warhammer, and I saw it in a video, and they said, when I paint Warhammer, it's hard for me to continue because the very next day I feel like I'll be better. And then the day after that, I feel like I'll be better. And then what I've made previously is bad compared to what I could do the next day. But you still have to create, and you still have to do stuff eventually to grow and to go anywhere, right? So when is it really enough? When are you actually in love with what you've created and you think it's great for people? That's the hardest thing. When are you happy with it? And when can other people, you think, enjoy it too? We can't do any videos because we have to wrap it up here. This is probably the last one outside of like maybe one little thing, but we'll see.
そう一番ゲームに関わってきてる気がします。だってすごいボツにするってなんか全部お任せみたいなこと言うてるけど、でも実はそんなことないでしょ。そうですね。こうしたいっていうのがやっぱりちゃんとありますし、出したものに対してもすごいやっぱり言います。そうだよね。でだって研修ミーティングとかで
たまにほら時間が横尾さん会社来ないから見せられない時とかがあって、初めて俺が見る時に横尾さんが横で「あ、これ俺見てない」ってちょっとイラッとしてる時あるもん。
イラッとはしてない。
相当切れてる。なんか太ももをなんか持ってるボールペンで刺しながら「俺これ見てねえぞ」。
救いさん帰った次の日とかもう僕ら平謝りです。
そうでしょ、ブチ切れてるでしょ。
スタジオの風景を撮影してもらったんですけど、
未来のことを最近よく想像するんですけれども、僕は若い頃にやはり何かを作りたいと思っても上にいっぱいクリエイターが詰まっていて、なかなかやりたいことができなかった。でもやりたいことはたくさんあって、すごい歯がゆい思いをいっぱいしてたんですね。で、今は幸運にもディレクターになれてゲームを何本かリリースさせていただいて。
If you can create games and write stories for a living and be successful, that's probably one of the greatest things ever. If you can just create content, entertainment is what it is. Things that really sing to people and say, hey, that's fucking cool, or hey, that's interesting, whatever it may be. I mean, that's dope. But I'm sure it's one of the most taxing things on your brain ever. You know, some things I'm sure roll off the tongue. They roll out of your mind and it's like, that's good. But you probably go back and again, you overthink so many things. Found a video about Nier. Can you just type it in chat? We could look it up briefly, but I do have to go.
安定した場所にいる
Just type the title
とい
in.
うことは、そういう若いやりたいと思ってる人、そういう人たちを踏み台にして僕は今立ってる気がするんですよね。RPG の魔王みたいに
I am the final boss of the
や
RPG.
ってきて、僕を倒して新しいゲームを作っていくっていう、その作っていくのはどんなゲームなんだろうっていうことをよく想像します。
What is that? Okay, we can look it up. What the fuck is this? Is this like bonus content? What the fuck is this? I was gonna watch the Norman Reedus interview very briefly, yeah. What is this? Boss CEO? What the fuck? Is that him? Wait, these aren't even them. This is not the guy. I am the president and CEO of Square Enix. The name is Yo. What? Why are you fighting the president? Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Is that the fucking what's his name? The senator? What is he even saying? CEO! Mind if I join? Who the fuck is this? I am the president and CEO of Platinum Games. All you need now is Armstrong. This is such a... Let's get it on. Clearly this is a gag. Like, it's very, yeah, it's a little Kojima coded, sure. But I mean, who made games first? This guy or Kojima? It's so fucking weird. I feel like only in Japan will you ever get weird shit like this. Am I wrong? Only in Japan would you ever get weird shit like this. I think it's about enough for today. Allow us to give you a parting gift before we leave, though. what the fuck was that? Okay. I mean, I've seen cameos in games, but that's weird. That's like it's a little strange. Here. It's this one. Is it this Norman Reedus interview?
Yeah, it's skin tight.
Here, where is it? Here we go. This is so weird.
Okay, great. And then the last one, Death Stranding. I can go back to Guillermo on this because Guillermo called me and said, hey, look, there's a dude named Hideo Kojima. He's going to call you. Just say yes. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, why are you such an asshole, Norman? Just say yes. And I'm like, what? And so I go to San Diego Comic-Con. Hideo shows up with a group of people and he's got an iPad and he's working on a game that's not this. And he wants me to be in this game. And they made a trailer for it. And I think that clip is still on some people's PlayStations, which go for like $10,000 if you can find them on eBay. I don't know. Death Stranding was the game that he did to replace PT.
So PT was the Silent Hill game. So instead of PT, he did Death Stranding. PT was the Silent Hill game, right, by Kojima? So weird. What the fuck would that even... Imagine Kojima directing a Silent Hill game.
The most brilliant people I've ever worked with. He's interesting. His mind, he's very much like Guillermo. Like behind him, they have the same sort of little kid enthusiasm that's like really infectious. Like you just want to be around them all the time. Walking down the streets with Hideo Kojima is like you're walking down the streets with Elvis in Tokyo. The game itself, he tries to explain it. I'm trying to get my head around it. I've never done motion capture before. I'm watching Benedict Cumberbatch do the Lion King or whatever the fuck he does, and he's like,
the Lion King, bro. He was talking about The Hobbit. He played Smaug. Benedict Cumberbatch played Smaug in The Hobbit. Was he in The Lion King? Maybe I'm wrong.
Did Cumberbatch do the Lion King or whatever the fuck he does? And he's like, I'm like, oh shit, he's way better at this than I am. And then I found out they couldn't use any of it because he's like, his hands coming in between his camera. You know, it's skin tight Lycra bodysuit with balls all over you that you stick to everything. You're supposed to be making out with Leia Sadu and you're banging foreheads on cameras. Same with Mads. And then Hideo will go, okay, pick up the baby doll and cry. And you're like, what about? And he's like, and you cry because the strand of the strand. You're like,
the strand.
That means I'm very sorry. I trust you, but I don't know what that means. And then he's like, look up a whale. It's wild to work for him. He's a really.
I would
guy.
imagine that's exactly what it's like. He doesn't need to explain anything to anyone. Although that would be great, but like, I need you to do this. Please do it.
And you're like, what about? And he's like, and you cry because the strand of the strand. You're like, I don't know what any of that means. I'm very sorry. I trust you, but I don't know what that means. And then he's like, look up a whale. It's wild to work for him. He's a really great guy. He's super nice. He's become a really good friend of mine. He used to have a deal with Konami, and that relationship went south, and he started his own company based on this game with Sony. And many times he's been like, I couldn't have done this without you. You joined this franchise, and now I'm on the road with this, and he's making all these amazing things. Really good friend of mine. I know there's a movie. I don't know anything about the movie at this point, don't ask.
He's gonna be in the movie. How could you not have Norman Reedus? Like, for fuck's sake, he is Sam Bridges. Unless the movie isn't about him, but about a different Porter, which, okay, maybe. But, like, if you're making one about the game, specifically about the game, I mean, you need Norman Reedus.
Everyone keeps asking me during a ballerina premiere. He's great. I love Hideo. Yeah. He likes celebrities. He likes movies. I've had him several times going, can I meet so-and-so? And I've had celebrities going, can you introduce me to Hideo? It's gone both ways. Yeah, he's got really...
That's cool.
Unique ideas where he thinks the gaming world will go next.
What I like about Kojima in terms of gaming is that he does meld cinematic elements and weird, cheesy, over-the-top nonsense. Like, it's in a Kojima game, you feel like you're always going to be in for something weird. It doesn't always feel like, oh, it's a Kojima game, okay, we know what to expect. Like, you do, but you don't. It's always exciting. And I think that's what I've learned with Death Stranding 2, and even with Metal Gear 2. Like, what the fuck is Metal Gear 2? You've got a whole backstory. You've got you're on an oil rig, and you're trying to stop terrorists. And one of the guys who's there with you, he's like, I gotta sit down. I gotta tell you the story of Fat Man. And you're like, who the fuck is Fat Man? And he's like, I'll tell you a story about Fat Man. And he's like, Fat Man was a 5-year-old protege who used to build nuclear bombs. And I taught him how to build nuclear bombs. And it's like an hour-long cutscene about Fat Man and Deep Throat and all these weird fucking things. And you're like, what the fuck? And then he's like, okay, that's done. And then he dies. And then you walk 5 seconds out of the room and you get another cutscene. What? It's so weird. But, like, it works. He tells you, bro, it is, if you've never, Metal Gear is such a, that game that we played was fucking weird. Yeah, he's got ideas on ideas. Never let them know your next move. I don't think he even knows his next move, that's why. It's fun, though. What about this one? One sec. We'll watch another one very briefly.
Death Stranding. Everybody told me that he was the godfather of that universe. He was trying to pitch it to us more than once, and we're both like, I think I got it, but should we just do the scene and you can take over from there? Because there was so many layers in it, and when he was explaining it, Norm and I just did our best to nod at the right place and say, we got it, let's move on. Yeah, I've not even gone through 10% of it. I have no idea how to play that game like that. Again, we were dressed up in a green bodysuit, and we had dots everywhere, and we had wearing a camera. And luckily, I wasn't the only one. There was more people like that. So, but you do feel...
You know what I wish people would do more, though? And I can't speak on Mads' behalf or anyone. I wish people embraced their roles. Mads is cool. Mads is fucking amazing. I wish he, for the sake of Death Stranding, I wish he tried to maybe understand it just a little bit. I understand you're an actor, you got shit to do, you have a ton of stuff, and Mads is cool. Like, he's a fucking amazing actor. Sometimes it's fun to see actors embrace their roles. Embrace the characters that they're portraying, right? Because a lot of these people down the line love these characters. And, you know, for actors, it's a job. I don't blame them. You know, you're a voice actor, you're this and this, and then you move on. But it is cool to see that some people actually do go the extra step and say, like, hey, I love this character. This was so fun. This was awesome. I mean, the guy who plays Arthur Morgan, forgot his name, but he loves Arthur Morgan. It is, yeah, but you know, it's cool though, regardless. But people are busy. No, exactly, people are busy. You know, when I'm sure. See, when it comes to movies though, and when actors portray characters in movies, they're handed a script, and they're probably told so many things about their character, and this and this and this and this. For the sake of a game where maybe you're not the main character, maybe you're not here for so long, we just want you to read this. We want you to read this, and this and this. No, yeah, you're right, though. Not a lot of people play games. But, you know, when it comes to the writing of games and the writing of characters, it is similar to movies. If you're writing a character and you have all these cutscenes and things, it's like directing a movie. You have to still direct and do the same thing. It's just in a different medium. But it's great, though. Like, again, Mads is amazing. I'm not saying, oh, he should do more of it, but Clifford Unger was pretty cool. I did like Clifford.
Kind of ridiculous, running around doing that. But his world is so crazy. Everything was animated. He had a gigantic wall where he's been doing all the drawings of what it was going to look like. And it's just a world you have to just trust him. So
yeah.
We did scenes, but they could also move a little, and then he will always fix it later. He's one of these directors that was like just so grateful for everything we did. It's like even if we bumped our heads together and was like, can we do it again? And he was, no, it was great. We can fix it later. And we kept forgetting that it was animated thing, right?
That's cool. Now, everyone does speak well of Kojima. Like, he seems to treat people well. And again, doesn't step on anyone's toes. He's a fan of everybody. If you had fucking Mads Mikkelsen in your game, you'd be a freak about it. That's cool. I did hear something about that. The voice actor of the main guy in E33 had no interest in what he was doing. That's not the right wording. He had no understanding of the game, and that people loved his role. Even knowing a little bit about it, I think would be cool. You know, and he had Conan, yeah. You think they're going to cast the same people for a Death Stranding movie as the game? You know, it'd be very interesting. So here's the thing about movie games. They're hard to do well if you want to base it on the game and the events in the game. And I mean dial it into like a 1-to-1 or like a close to 1-to-1. If you want to create a movie in the setting of Death Stranding, but it isn't Sam Bridges, that's a lot easier to do because you're not confined to the events of the game. You can say, hey, we have Earth, we have America, we have the Death Stranding, we have the whales, and we have people who deliver hope through packages, right? The Earth is ravaged, and we need to save America. And so you can create a story in that setting, but it doesn't have to be a 1-to-1. It could be faithful to Death Stranding, but it's not Death Stranding. It's not Sam Bridges and Fragile. You could do that stuff, and it'd be amazing. It's more of an easing into the setting. It's like, oh, I heard about Death Stranding. I hated... everyone said the game was shit. I'm not playing the game. But I saw the show, and the show's amazing. You know, you could also say, like, hey, maybe you do want to go that route and create something that is a 1-to-1. Chances are it won't be 1-to-1. Chances are... Fallout did it great. Yeah, because Fallout is a blip in time. It is a blip in the world of Fallout. It isn't like the main canon. That is not applicable to Kojima because everything is written out to be a literal movie. That is correct, but you can still write a side quest in the world of Death Stranding with BTs, with people in bunkers. You can still create that stuff. You can create it, and it could be a gateway into Kojima's Fent dream. It could be a gateway into the video games. You know, there's nothing wrong with creating, as an example, if you look at Warhammer 40K, you know, Space Marine is still kind of a blip in the universe. Captain Titus, stop an orc invasion on a Forge world. Chaos! Captain Titus, stop a Tyranid invasion on an Imperial planet. Chaos! All these things happen in the universe, and they're all blips. You know, of course, for Sam Bridges and the expedition that fucking Amelie led and stuff like that, that is pivotal. That is the most important thing in that. But why can't you create something around that? You know, maybe the tale of a porter or something, other than Sam Bridges. And again, if they want to go that route, that's awesome. I hope they don't change too much, but it would be pretty... It's interesting to see a video game and then have that turned into a movie, and it's like, well, didn't I already play this? Don't I already know this? They usually change up a few things. So... wouldn't that make it even more confusing if they didn't explain it properly in a movie or show? Well, they would reiterate it through, like, the lens of those people. Because everyone would talk about this stuff. It's not like, oh, I've already heard about the Death Stranding from the game. It's like, well, you'd probably hear it from other people, too, because everyone's living in that nightmare. Everyone's living in that apocalypse. People talk about the Death Stranding. So, whatever they want to do, I'm for it. If it's adjacent to the story, exactly. We haven't played them yet, no. You know, whatever, it's tough to make it work. It's hard, I'd imagine, to make it faithful and to make it, you know, who is it for? Here's the thing. When you create a game, when you create a show based on the game, your hopes, and even with most content, your hopes is that, oh, hi, Mochi. Your hope is that you can bring more people into what you've created. What about League of Legends? League of Legends on, for the sake of Netflix, they took a blip in time. They took the origin story of characters and they made that the show. You could do that for so many different things, a million different things. You could make, you know what? What if you created the Death Stranding show about how the Death Stranding came to be and the day it arrived? What if you made it about a family who survived the Death Stranding. And then it led into the events of Death Stranding. The prequel. Right? That would be a great primer for the game. It's like, man, we got to see the Death Stranding and how it came to be, and the world going to shit and all the BTs going around. Exactly. That would be really fucking cool. So, again, you can make it about a different porter or the events before it, but in terms of the main story, I mean, I think you leave that to the game. Anyways, I need to go for a walk, folks. We are starting Wukong at about 3. Mochi, you want to go for a walk? We gotta go for a walk, okay? It's my little break time. It's my break time, baby Mochi. Mochi, wait. Wait. You're so happy, baby. Oh, so happy. Look, he's happy. So happy. He's so happy. Why is the camera like 60 FPS? What the fuck was that? Okay. YouTube, that is it for Nier Automata. I'm gonna put the game at a 9. I know we went on a bit of a tangent for like other games, but a lot of it kind of dealt with like Kojima, and then I think his name is Yoko, the director of this game. It's good, man. It is good. I like it. Nier, I think, deserves like a 9. Everything that went into it, even that first video kind of reminded me that, yes, everything in that game is about figuring out what to do with your life past the point of what you've been told and the only thing you know in life. But love is a big part of that game. I think that's what that video reminded me of. Pascal, 9S, Adam and Eve for each other. Everyone's holding on to something and are willing to go to certain lengths for those things. I'm going to give the game like a 9. Honestly, it's pretty deep. It's a quality piece of work. It really is. It's not bad. So I'm going to give Nier Automata, I'm going to bump it up to a 9. I think that's fair. The game is fun. The story is intriguing. It's got problems. But, I mean, even... I gave Darkwood an 8.5. I'm going to leave it at an 8.5. Darkwood is so good. And it's fucked up. And it's more up my alley than Nier Automata. I'm going to leave it at 8.5. No. You know what? Even better. How about this? 8.75. I'm torn between an 8.5 and a 9. I'm going to leave it at 8.75. 8.75, 8.75. That's where it's at. That's where it's staying for now. 8.75. I'm only going to go in increments of 0.25 quarterly. I think that's fair. For how I like games and stuff like that, I mean, it is more profound than Darkwood, but Darkwood is cooler. But I think even Darkwood's so amazing, though, and it's the same caliber. $8.5. 8.5. I can't rate it higher than Darkwood. I just can't. I don't know, man. Biased take. You're comparing them too much. Well, is it a solid 9? I don't want to compare games, but when I rate games in terms of how I enjoy them, it's good to check back in hindsight at like what you've rated around that and then say, hey, is this really the same caliber of game? The story, the complexity of Nier Automata is so much more than Darkwood. But I think I enjoyed playing Darkwood just as much. And I think the level of passion is there. You know? Don't compare, rate it by itself. I know, but I think the issue is still going back and saying, I've rated these games 8.5, 9. Why did I do that? Nier is unique, though. No, you're right. Nier is unique. I'm going to leave it 8.75. I'm not going to be gaslit into thinking anything different. 8.75. I'll leave it at that. 8.75. 8.75, I think, is fine. A lot of that has to do with the writing. A lot of that has to do with the uniqueness. A lot of it has to do with the overall production of the game and how everything is melded pretty nicely with the good music, the good gameplay, the good cinema. You know, there's heartfelt moments. You do care about people. It fell short in a few aspects, though, for sure, but I think overall... You had it at a 9 before you were gaslit and dropping it lower? Not really. I just thought about more of the games we've played and kind of how I've enjoyed those. The philosophy of it's, yeah, for sure. The whole idea of, you know, who are we really guided by? And to what end? And love. We love love. It's a quality game. It is a quality game. It's more like an 8.25. And 9 out of 10 become as gods. So the quality of game versus my subjective enjoyment definitely has a hand in rating of the rating of games. Right? This is my personal list as to how I view the games. How is Look Outside a 9? Because it's so fucking good. Have you not played? Look Outside's amazing. It oozes passion. It oozes creativity. It oozes fucking cool stories and all these weird things, man. It's super fun. Super interesting. The gameplay's fine. Like, and it's created by, I think, 2 people, 3 people in the span of, like, a few months. It is fucking great. Dude, Alpha! 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 You know, I was talking about you earlier. I actually brought your name up yesterday, or it might have been this morning. Yo, Alpha, 84 months, thank you, man. And for fucking 5 gifted. Appreciate it, bro. I was talking about you earlier. Because our wheel doesn't work. I'm not spinning on the wheel, I'm spinning digitally, and then addressing it based on where that is on the wheel. And I was like, Alpha does not want spins. There's a few people here who, you know, enjoy the spins, enjoy the event and stuff like that, and then there's other people who just say, fuck it, here you go, man. And that's you, sir. So thank you, Alpha. They just support to support, you know? It still is support, even if you want to spin, but, you know, you don't have to. It's optional. But, Alpha, thank you so much, man. And yeah, we're not going to spin that. You're good. But thank you, sir. Highest rated game was Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9 for the Gooners. Maybe we can bring on a bunch of new gooning members. We'll leave it at a 9. Hi, Mochi. Okay, I'm going to leave it at a 9 for now. But when I go back and think about all the games we've played later down the line, I will be adjusting. I will be adjusting. The longer the games cook in my brain, the more I can really say, hey, this is how I enjoyed it, or this is how I didn't enjoy it. We'll leave it at a 9. I think... I don't know, man. I can't. 8.5. You know what? My heart is telling me to not rate it a 9. I can't. 8.5. My heart is telling me to not rate it a 9. I can't. You know what? I'm going to give it an 8.75. If my heart deep down says do not rate this game a 9, I can't. I can't be gaslit. It's an 8.75. 8.75. That's where I'm going to leave it. It's like right in that middle. It's like that middle ground of... I mean, it's a good game, but it's... All right, that's it, folks. Nier Automata is done completely. I'm going to give it a 9.75. Sorry, that's not true. 8.75. When I come back in about half an hour, 30 to 40 minutes, we're going to go for a walk? You going to go for a walk? He's being crazy. When I come back, we will start Wukong. Remember how annoying it was to replay the full game for Route B? I do remember that. That wasn't fun. But there were new things in that route that made it fun. That was actually something I wasn't really a fan of. The fact that the game ended and you had to restart the game to play the next chapter, just make it one big experience. Make it one big experience. When I come back, folks, Wukong starts. I will see you in about 40 minutes. I'll see you in about 40 minutes. Okay, I gotta go take Mochi, and I'm gonna go have a bit of food. All right, so I will see you folks soon. I'll see you folks soon for Wukong. YouTube, that is it, and we'll reconvene shortly. All right, so Nier Automata